Your word is truth, O Lord. Consecrate us in the truth.
Dominus vobiscum. Lectio Sancti Evangelii secundum Lucam.
In those days, a man in the crowd said to Jesus, Master, tell my brother to give me a share of our inheritance. My friend, he replied, who appointed me your judge or the arbitrator of your claims? Then he said to them, watch and be on your guard against avarice of any kind, for man's life is not made secure by what he owns, even when he has more than he needs. Then he told them a parable. There was once a rich man who, having had a good harvest from his land, thought to himself, what am I to do? I have not enough room to store my crops. Then he said, this is what I will do. I will pull down my barns and build bigger ones and store all my grain and my goods in them. And I will say to my soul, you have plenty of good things laid by for many years to come. Take things easy, eat, drink, have a good time. But God said to him, fool, this very night the demand will be made for your soul, and this hoard of yours, whose will it be then? So it is when a man stores up treasure for himself in place of making himself rich in the sight of God.
Verbum Domini.
Lauda sibi Deus. Dear brothers and sisters, it seems as we have come to the goal, but we are still searching for the ways of our coming here. We young people from this place, from Medjugorje, are looking into the future. We want to look into the future of our own life, into the future of the faith, into the future of the meaning. Today, on this journey of us as pilgrims, we decide about the future. We decide what will happen tomorrow. My dear friends, tomorrow nothing else can be unless what we decide today. We are the builders of the future. In the future, There will not and there cannot be any surprises. Those surprises will become exactly as we create them, exactly the future that we create within our hearts. Your opinion and your attitude today, that is something that is the most important in the whole world. Your opinion is determining for the future of the world. Your inner attitude is the greatest force in the whole world. The destiny of the world takes place in your hearts. What is in your heart decides about the whole world. Our Heavenly Creator wanted that you decide about the world. It is you who is deciding and no one else. When we ask what is the future, we tend to think it might be new iPhone, new type of laptop, new model of car, new scientific researches, new fabrics, and something like that. Furthermore, we think the future is going to be what will be decided by the presidents of United States, Russia, or some other big force. So we think that the future will be what the world leaders decide to be. We catch ourselves thinking that in the future we have those who are world leaders, or perhaps engineers who work for Apple or Microsoft, or constructors of the new great modern world means. So, in that way, according to us, it is always someone else who is the owner and the ruler of the life. We feel that we do not have power, and that is why we surrender the future into the hands of politicians, of legal people, of technicians, of world movie stars. Sometimes it happens that Christians are very defeated and very depressed when they say, those others, they are the rulers, they have power, we cannot do anything. It seems completely normal to us that we accept how someone else decides. We are in temptation to surrender the future to some other people. It seems that we have surrendered. We have already gave up. We have put the white flags out, and we are proudly saying someone else has a future. Mighty technicians with a new world achievements promise the future. Global or local political leaders and the mighty expensive political campaigns are promising that they will give us new and better future. They promise new future to us, and actually they're actually enslaving us in the cruel presence. The truth is, new technological solutions to those who are wise and who are brave, they will open new doors. But man, who lusts for freedom in the technical and political means, he does not find freedom there. And that is why he remains disappointed, completely betrayed, and alone. In Medjugorje, Pilgrim climbs cross mountain. Pilgrim kneels on the apparition hill. And that is where he seeks and builds a new future. He witnesses, I have found something miraculous and something new. Man seeks and needs witnesses. They need saints, they need faithful. We want to entrust our heart and our hand to those people who are witnesses, who are holy, who are faithful. We seek and we look for holy and good people. We entrust ourselves to good people and we weep. Come on, lead me to the goal. We do not know where the goal is, but we know that goal exists. The one who is the witness of the faith and the one who is holy person, that's you. And it is the person who sits next to you. Computer will be useful to us when we work, but those who spend days playing games, that became misfortune, the greatest misfortune of their lives. It is slavery that brings them to the edge of hell. Games are a threat, and very often the games are real and terrifying expression of what is cruel and brutal way of modern enslaving. We cannot build the future in the days and in the nights that we spend in hopeless and meaningless games. The end of those games is only in the hell of self-destruction. Machine is not capable of loving. You give that machine or that device years of your life, and it is still remains the same. Cold machine. Napoleon was not right when he said, France, that's me. But you are definitely right when you say, future, that's me. Dear young friend, without you, there cannot be future. Creator of everything that is seen and unseen, the ruler of heaven and earth, is only with you, man. He has only limited himself with you. God says to man, I love you. I love you. You are dear to me. I cannot be and I will not be without you. I cannot be without you. Your future is already in you. Life is going to build your future from what? And exactly from what? It finds in your thoughts and in your heart. The thoughts that you have, the feelings that you nurture within yourself, the dreams that you dream, that is your future. Future cannot be without what at this particular moment fulfills your heart. The future takes place when your body that dear God has given you,
razveseliš fizičkom
when you rejoice your body with physical activity,
prikladnom igrom
with the appropriate game,
u kojoj ćeš
in which you will become stronger
i ljepši.
and prettier.
Budućnost se događa
The future takes place
kada izradiš
when you
zadatak,
complete a
kad usadiš biljku,
math assignment, when you plant a game, when you plant a plant, when you sing a song,
lijepu riječ,
when you say a beautiful word to your friend,
posebno čudesna
especially miraculous.
nebeska budućnost se događa
Heavenly future takes place when you kneel on your knees and when you say the prayer,
kad oči i srce
when you open your eyes and your heart
upraviš.
and you direct your eyes and heart to God. It is the future that will rejoice heaven and earth.
Počinje
It begins
kada u sebi
when within yourself
Boga prosi
you celebrate God, you glorify God in celebration of the holy sacraments, in the prayer of Holy Mass, in the prayer of Holy Rosary, but also in your open hand that expresses love.
posebno smo graditelji
We are especially creators and builders of the most wonderful future in the sacrament of Holy Penance, in the sacrament of Holy Confession.
to hodočasnici u Medjugorju
That is what pilgrims in Medjugorje very often do,
od početka.
ever since the very beginning.
Prije 2000 godina
2000 years ago,
poželješe ukloniti Krista
they wanted to remove the Christ,
i staviše ga na križ.
and they placed Christ on the cross.
Isto tako danas
In the same way today,
no žele
they clearly want
biti,
to kill
ukloniti istinu
and to remove the truth
sebi.
that is within you.
Ako neće poštidjeti ono
If they will not spare
začeto dijete,
the child that was conceived,
tebe poštedi.
how are they going to spare you?
Svi smo mi
We are all
tek začeto dijete.
the child that has just been conceived.
Od nas
Conceived.
nije korak dalje.
None of us is a step further.
Istina želi uskrsnuti.
The truth wants to rise.
Dobrota želi
The
uskrsnuti.
goodness wants to rise.
Sigurnost
Safety wants to rise.
želi uskrsnuti. Čovjek
Man,
nerada,
from not working, from being confused,
lijenosti,
from laziness,
ljubljenosti,
from being lost,
želi uskrsnuti.
he wants to rise.
Čovjek koji ujutro nije ustao,
The man who hasn't rise up in the morning without reason,
leži u krevetu
he is lying in a bed.
dana,
He's lying in his bed until noon. He's already that person, the person who does that.
Bog želi
God wishes
da svi mrtvi ustanu.
all of that people to get up.
Trebaju uskrsnuti.
Those who are dead need to rise. God
Doziva
calls those who are dead,
na uskrsnuće.
and he invites them to resurrection. In the morning, when a young man does not get up on time in the morning, the death already comes.
Na nebo sunce
God rises sun, and he invites those who are dead to get up, to rise up. When you don't get up in the morning, there's no life.
a kad nema života,
And when there is no life,
s tobom umire pravi svijet.
The whole world will die with you.
Ni dragi Bog
Not even dear God.
zamjenu za živoga.
He does not have replacement for a dead and already, for alive and already dead person. You build the future when through the intellectual efforts,
Neizrecivu žrtvu
through the unexpressible desire, you enrich your mind with the knowledge that will make you happy and others happy as well.
budućnost
The future is
kad u molitvi
when in the prayer you make
herojski,
a heroic act of freedom.
u molitvi
In the prayer you create love
i prostor,
and you create space for God.
tada
Then,
u molitvi
in the prayer, in your being, in man,
započinje nebo.
heaven begins.
Budućnost
Future is
odlučiš
when you decide to believe something that is not selfish, that has a price.
Budućnost
The future is
kad odlučiš
when you decide to believe something
zašto si spreman
that you are prepared to pay in any kind of sacrifice, even at the price of your own life.
Budućnost je
The future is constant, uninterruptible,
spremnost,
continuous readiness
spremnost
for sacrifice,
za dobro.
readiness for risk, readiness for good.
Moguće jedino
The quality life is only possible when man is constantly ready
na pozitivan
to make a positive risk.
spremnost.
That is the readiness for the risk of faith.
Marija je
Mary was constantly ready and prepared to leave everything she has and in obedience to her Lord to go
kamo je zove.
wherever he was inviting her to come.
Zato i s ovoga mjesta,
That is why, right from this place,
zato i s ovoga mjesta,
exactly from this place, I'm greeting those
8 mladića
8 young men
koji su prije nekoliko
who just few days ago
obukli
have put
franciscanski habit.
Franciscan habits for the first time in our monastery in Humac.
Iskreno ih pozdravljam.
I'm greeting them sincerely.
Pozdravljam
I'm also greeting
Pozdravljam
I'm also greeting those girls
koje su uzele redovničko
who have
odijelo
put on
težim putem.
the clothes of nuns, religious clothes, and decided to go in the harder way.
Pozdravljam sve mladiće i djevojke
I'm greeting all young men and all of the girls who decided to take the harder way by enrolling in the universities. I'm greeting all those who have taken the risk of marriage,
rizik
the risk
rođenja,
of the birth of the child,
rizik
the risk of any serious or difficult labor.
priča jedan mladić
There was a story of one young man
se probudio
who woke up early in the morning.
7 sati
It was 7 a.m.
i nisam želio
and he said, I did not want to get up.
svom dušom
I hated getting up early in the morning from the depth of my heart,
sam
but I had to go to work.
u 3 sata poslijepodne
At 3 p.m. the same day,
gubi posao s posla je
he was fired.
tužan
and he was sad, and he was going home. And on the way back home, he had a flat tire. He tries to put a spare tire, but he was able to see that even that tire was flat. It was cold. He was hungry, alone,
Zaustavljam prolaznike
trying to stop those people who were passing. Many didn't even look at me. There was a gentleman who stopped and who gave me a lift home. We were talking as we were driving. It was on that day that he was looking for a man with my profession and with working experience to work for him. And tomorrow, I was supposed to start working in his company. 7 years passed since that day. It all started just because that critical morning I got up, even though I did not want to get up, even though I hated getting up in the morning. One day, young man and a girl fell in love. Young man came from poor family. Parents of his fiancée were not too happy about that. This young man decided not just to win this young girl, but also her parents. It was with the time that parents understood how he was a good young man and he was worthy of love of their daughter. Yet, there was a problem. This young man was professional soldier. The war began, and he was invited to go to war. For 1 year, he did not come back. So 1 week before he left, he knelt before her fiancée and asked her, "Will you marry me?" And she was wiping tears, and she said that she will. So they made arrangements to marry in a year. When he comes back, they will get married. But there was a tragedy. Just few days after he left, the girl had a very, very hard car accident, and 2 cars crashed directly. When she woke up in the hospital, she was able to see that her parents were crying. She understood that something really bad happened. Her brain was damaged. Part of the brain that was controlling the nerves and the movements in the face was damaged. What used to be the beautiful face was now completely distorted. She cried so bitterly when she saw herself in the mirror. She thought, yesterday I was beautiful and now I do not want to see my face. The whole body was covered in wounds. After 1 year, her mom came into the room and told her, he came back. And girl shouted, "No, no. Please do not say to him about me. Please do not tell him that I'm here." And mother said, "He is getting married," and gives her the invitation for the wedding. And so in the war, with the last bit of her will and her strength, she thought it was the end and that she needed to accept defeat and to lose hope. She was sad when she opened the envelope and the invitation for the wedding. And she was surprised when she saw her name on the invitation. She was confused. She said, "What is this?" In that moment, her fiancé came with flowers. And again, just like 1 year ago, he knelt before her and asked her, "Will you marry me?" The girl covered her face and said, "I'm ugly." The fiancé said, "Without your approval, your mom sent me your photographs. When I saw the photographs, I realized nothing was changed. You're still the person that I'm in love with. You're still as beautiful as you were beautiful before. That is why I'm in love. That is why I love you." Dear young friends, love, that miraculous strength that you have within yourself, that love is prepared to do miracles. Only with love you can discover the beauty that somewhere in the depths of your heart is hidden. Only with love you can discover the beauty of life that is before you. Only love can reveal the beauty of the church. It is only love that can reveal the beauty of faith and the beauty of sacrifice and the beauty of risk. Only your love can reveal the beauty of religious and of priesthood vocations. Only love can discover the beauty of your sick friend. Only love can reveal the mysteries of suffering and sacrifices necessary for you to achieve a degree. It is only love that can show the way to ideals. It is only love that can show the way to the future. And when you go, and when you take the harder way of love, that the world will not obviously invite you to take, but when you do take that harder way, the way of Christ, you will find friends. You will find friends that Jesus Christ will send into your life. On that harder way of love, you will find those who will love you, who will love you with God's love. Then, when you take the way that love will prepare before you, when you take the way that love will guide you, only then you will find and you will build future. That will be the future that only God will reveal before you, and He will put before you that love just like a solemn carpet. Amen.